So, Deadpool 2, was it as good as the first one? No. Pretty basic? No. But was it still a good film? It was still a decent film. It wasn't phenomenal, it wasn't great, it wasn't Avengers Infinity War, I can tell you that for nothing. But it was still a fun film, a lot of comedy, a lot of weird stuff, some disgusting scenes, some really, really disgusting scenes in this film. But as a whole, it was just a fun ride and a nice break, especially from the heavy hittingness of Infinity War. So obviously we'll start off with Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds again kills it in this role. It's that thing of like no one else could play this. In the comics, they even like drew him to look like Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds definitely needed to play this character, 100%. He is the lifeblood of this, not just because he's the lead, but just the charisma he brings to it. And the promo stuff they've been doing all around the world, especially the stuff in South Korea, was just freaking hilarious. Like, if you haven't watched it, there's this masked singer or something, go watch it. It's a unicorn mask. The sun will come out tomorrow. Maybe it'll come out of your ass. I don't know, but it was so funny. And it's just like he's being himself in the film. Like, he's this snarky, sarcastic, bastardly self, bastardly, devilishly handsome self in a film, and it's just the best. The costume again, on point, delicious, beautiful, stunning. I love it. I think it's one of the best superhero costumes ever in film. Onto Cable, onto Josh Brolin. Thanos. There was no snapping of fingers here, but there was some tugging of heartstrings here with his character. He's going through a lot. He's been through a lot. To be honest, he was good in the film. I feel he was a bit flat, but that's just the character he's playing. You know, he's very stoic. He's very like strict and back straight, and it's a very good counterbalance to Deadpool, so it worked, but it was just very muted for me. Domino was pretty good. I didn't mind her in the film. I think she added something to it. So if you can add something, then that's a good thing. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil the film. I don't do that here. I don't do that shenanigans. Dopinder, jeez, Dopinder was hilarious in this film. He got a crucial little bit at the end of the film, and it was so funny. I saw it happening. As soon as Deadpool started doing something, I was like, I know what's gonna happen here. And then it happened, and I was like, well done. Well done. Full circle shit. That is your X-Force team right there. I'm not gonna tell you who's in the X-Force, but some pretty cool stuff. There was this Japanese girl called Yukio. She was just freaking cute as hell. She was so cute. She had like pink hair, then purple hair. She had a lightning whip. I was like, Jesus, you're too cute. And her relationship with Wade, even though she literally has like maybe 20 lines in the film, and like 12 of them are, "Hi Wade." That's literally her lines. I was like, you're sort of killing it. And Deadpool's reaction to her is just like, oh, you're super cute. You're super cute. I like you. I like you. The soundtrack was great. I loved it. The CGI, 80% of the time it was good. There were a lot of scenes though. I'm saying 80 because 20%. Some of the scenes were really badly computer generated. They were really bad. It looked like video game stuff. And I know they had smaller budgets than most other superhero films, but like, do your best. They're doing their best, but you need to work on it because some of it was literally just really, really bad. There was one scene where Domino's running, and I was like, wow. And there's cars flying about, and I was like, that is god awful. Yeah, the kid as well. I didn't like the New Zealand kid. Fire Fist. I hated him. He was just annoying as fuck. I don't know why you couldn't relate to the kid for some reason. When you can relate to a big purple sack of dicks like Thanos somehow, a little bit, just a little bit. But this kid just pissed me off, and I was like, I don't like you as a person. Yes, you've been through shit, I understand that. But you pissed me off to the point where I don't want to empathize with you because you pissed me off that much. That very rarely happens with me, but this kid was annoying. Super duper annoying. Again, it sort of fit because of how far he had to come full circle with Wade, but it was just annoying to watch. You disrespectful piece of shit. I was like, I'm not having that. Also, geez, the X-Force that was in the trailers that we thought was there, they just wasted them so much. I think Louis Tan, who was playing Shasta or something like that, I wanted him to be in the film. Terry Crews, all these people, I wanted them to have big roles in the film, and it seemed like they would, but they're really just throwaway roles. They're not really super important in the film. I'm not going to go any further in because it will just piss me off. The fact Terry Crews has got a superhero role, and they just chucked it away and wasted it so badly. Ryan Reynolds, you fucked up. I'm sorry, that's the one thing you fucked up. Colossus was great. I love Colossus. Colossus is like, he's like the uncle in the group who's just like trying to control the situation as best as he can, but he fails, and that's part of the fun, kids. That's part of the fun. There was a big drop in this film to do with the Essex facility. So, you can probably see I'm a bit more animated now. The Essex facility. So they're definitely introducing Mr. Sinister in here somewhere. I don't know where, but the fact they're just putting something like that in there, eventually they're gonna do Mr. Sinister. Like, he's such a good villain for them, and it's just gonna be really cool seeing how they make him on screen. And also, this film is definitely set in the 1980s, because there's something that happens in this film which I'm glad it happened when I watched it, and then as soon as it happened, I was like, I wish they hadn't done that. It was like, that was so cool, and then it was like, oh, but you fucked up. Like, okay, I'm just gonna spoil it. I'll take off the spoiler when it's gone. So, they actually include the X-Men in this film. The real X-Men. He goes to the mansion, and you see Storm, Beast, Cyclops, Jean, Professor X, all in a room doing some type of mission. Then Deadpool walks in and they just close the door. And it's the young versions of them as well. So it's not like they got the older version, so it could have been in our timeline, where it's like 2015. They got the young version, so it's definitely in the 1980s. So Deadpool 2 is set in the 1980s. I don't get it. I don't get it, because I don't know when the Wolverine was set. That was set in like the 70s or 80s, wasn't it? The timeline was always messed up. This was never in doubt, but they've just added another layer to mess it up. I think at this point they're just like, we don't give a fuck. Do what you want. You want to do this? It will muck up the timeline. Can it really be mucked up much more? No, not really. Okay, it's cool, do it. So that was a bit annoying. Stay for like the end credit stuff. There's some really funny stuff in there. It's just Ryan Reynolds taking the piss out of Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, and it's hilarious. So just stay for the end credits. The thing is, I think Cable is such a big character in the X-Men universe, and they sort of wasted him here in this film. I think it's a very small, confined film, and he could be so much bigger in the world, and they decided to just micro him a little bit as opposed to let him play out into a story which could suit him. We could get a Cable film in the future, you know, it's completely possible, but I do feel he was a bit restricted in the film. Some of the action scenes were hilarious, you know, especially the action comedy scenes. For me, action comedies are like my favorite type of movie. If I could watch any type of film forever, I would watch an action comedy. There are just so many good ones and an infinite amount of bad ones, but even the bad ones, there's some good things in them, you know. You can find some gems inside the awful shit. This film and films like this just float my boat, and that's why I would give Deadpool 2, Deadpool starring Deadpool, I would give Deadpool a 2, no, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. No way near as good as the first one, because the first one's probably in my top 5 comic book films of all time. Maybe I'll go see it one more time. I don't think it's got that Avengers hook for me where I had to see it like 4 times. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then Deadpool himself will come after you, alright? Man is a savage, man is a mercenary, he's the merc with a mouth, he will shish kebab you. He will shish kebab you up your anus. You don't want that. Wow, you really don't, so just subscribe anyway to avoid that. Now, I've been Ninja's Comic, you have been great, and I'll see you next time. Skadoosh.